I'm gonna be real. I don't know how to start this. Not because the movie itself was overwhelming. I just don't know what to talk about first. For one thing, Mysterio, the way he's actually handled in the movie, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty freaking good. I didn't know what to expect really. When they were saying like he was from a different world. Like a big thing with Mysterio is that he casts illusions. He pretends to be a hero while actually being a villain and like making these illusions and everything. But like when the elementals show up, there's actual destruction. There's actual casualties. There are actual lives at risk here. So I was kind of starting to think, where are we going with this? Is this guy is Mysterio actually a hero? Does he actually have powers? How is this working? What's happening? But then the way they actually do go about doing Mysterio and like his story, it makes sense. It works, and it works well. I think it works really well. The actual web swinging when we see Spider-Man web swing is actually really cool. I always love it when there's a moment here and there when Spider-Man kind of gets a bit more inventive, a bit more creative with how he shoots his webs and how he swings and everything. I love that, and they do that in this movie, and I love it. I love it because it shows Spidey's ingenuity, his resourcefulness, his smarts. He's a smart boy, and they show his smarts in other ways in this movie as well. I think it's good. This movie is really good, and I know that there are some people who are just gonna hate it, because some people just want to hate MCU Spidey for some reason. Just don't have this blind hatred towards this version of the character. You can just not like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't like MCU Spidey, that's totally fine. I don't have a problem with that, but just don't be a douche about it. Okay, so I think I've said everything I can say without spoiling it. Specifically the end credit scenes, because I need to talk about these end credit scenes. So from here on, it's an official spoiler warning. Put it up on the screen. Get the message? So these end credit scenes, yeah? They do acknowledge the Daily Bugle and J. Jonah Jameson. We get J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson, which is awesome. Beautiful. I'm happy about it. No, that's actually really cool. Because like ever since J.K. Simmons made his debut as J. Jonah Jameson, and I think Spider-Man 2, pretty much every single version of J. Jonah Jameson that has been on screen or had a voice, they've all tried to replicate J.K. Simmons in some way. They'll try and get that look. I mean, well, he just looks like he does in the comics, which is fine. But everyone tries to sound like J.K. Simmons. Everyone who does J. Jonah Jameson tries to replicate J.K. Simmons. And so for them to bring him back, finally, which everyone wanted, that's great. That's amazing. But it's ruined by the fact that now everyone knows Spider-Man's secret identity, and they all think that he's a mass murderer. So that's a problem. I'm glad that they acknowledged his spider sense more, because I think some people were complaining that MCU Spider-Man just doesn't have his spider sense, but he does. I guess it's just not as strong as it is in most other incarnations. But I also think it has been established, probably in the comics somewhere, that like Spider-Man, that Peter has to have some sort of concentration towards it. He has to actually kind of concentrate. You know, he has to pay attention to his spider sense. He has to actually pay attention to it and listen to it. It's not always like this big loud. It's not always like this tingle in his brain or this big loud thing that he just can't ignore. He can't ignore his spider sense. And I guess that's just what he's been doing in the MCU up until now. Up until now, when he's had to use it. But it's cool for them to acknowledge it more. That's really cool. Also, Nick Fury's in space. Like after Captain Marvel, where we see that the Skrulls are good guys, and like they're not trying to take over Earth, because a lot of people thought that it was gonna go off into the Skrull invasion storyline, but that didn't happen. It showed that the Skrulls were the good guys and they were refugees, and then they just went off in space. And I figured that was just gonna be the end of them. Like, that's the end. Okay, that's the end of the Skrulls. That's it. That's all the Skrull action we're gonna get in the MCU. That's fine. And I was fine with that. I guess I was a little disappointed, because of the fact that the Skrulls are such a big presence when they are involved in a story. When they're involved in the story, they're a big presence, and they're constantly there. It's just a lot to them. So for them just to not be there anymore, so for them to show up and then just immediately leave, that's weird. That was weird to me. But they're back, and they're masquerading as Nick Fury and Maria Hill, while the real Nick Fury is off in space for some reason. What's that about? They did say that the MCU was going to get more cosmic in Phase 4. Phase 4 is going to be more cosmic. We're going to be in space more. Like maybe Nick Fury being off in space is just maybe that's setting up the next Captain Marvel movie, or maybe Nick Fury will get his own movie, which would be interesting. Though at the same time, I think Nick Fury is meant to be a secondary character who's just constantly in the background, always has his eye on whatever the heck is going on. I think that's the kind of character he's supposed to be. But maybe they'll give him a lead in a movie. I don't know. I'd be interested in that. I'd actually really watch that. I'd be really excited for that. That'd be really cool. Also, why do they only refer to his spider sense as his Peter tingle? That's gross. That's really uncomfortable. I don't like that. Don't do that. Stop it. This was a really good movie. I quite enjoyed it. And I am extremely excited for Phase 4. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. What happens next. Okay, bye.